weather's nicer today and I was able actually to capture something kind of neat looking. I'll show it later on anyways. But with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one? Apparently there are new combat drones, I guess, being developed in China. It says new combat drone developed. The China Academy of Aerospace Aerodynamics, one of the country's largest makers of military drones, has developed a new advanced unmanned combat plane, the CH-9. It says, according to the Beijing-based Academy, a subsidiary of China Aerospace Science and Technology Corp., the CH-9 is a new member of the CH, which stands for Kaohong or Rainbow family, and features a large body, strong carrying capacity, and long flight range. Technical specifications published by the Academy show that the drone is about 12 meters long with a wingspan of nearly 25 meters. Propelled by a turboprop engine, the plane has a maximum takeoff weight of 5 metric tons. It has 8 external weapon pylons under its wings and is able to carry a total of 490 kilograms of ammunition, including air-to-air and anti-ship missiles, bombs, torpedoes, and loitering munitions. When loaded with weapons, it is able to fly as far as 11,500 kilometers and remain in the air for up to 40 hours. It can also generate battlefield intelligence real-time autonomously, identify targets, and adjust its flight route by itself. Well, definitely not something that you would buy anyways. No recreational drones and stuff here, because usually in the news anyways, when it comes to Chinese drones, it's all the controversy of consumer drones and so forth. But with that in mind, actually, the other thing I read which was kind of interesting today, there was controversy with DJI, and I was like, hey, what's going on now? As you know, they may potentially have their drone products and so forth, I would imagine potentially company too, banned in things like the US. But this one here, apparently people are upset about a product review for their action camera. I was like, hey, what's this about? Apparently, one of the biggest tech reviewers on the platform, YouTube, did a sponsored video for their action camera, and he did something really controversial where he drove in a car really fast. He was speeding essentially in what seemed like some kind of zone, like a school zone where he wasn't supposed to. So it starts here saying, top YouTube tech reviewer apologizes for speeding in residential area as part of video. As they explain here, it says the most followed tech review influencer on YouTube apologized after viewers caught him driving almost 3 times over the speed limit in a video he uploaded Tuesday to nearly 20 million subscribers. Marques Brownlee wrote in a post on X that his driving was, quote, absolutely inexcusable and dangerous. The video showed him driving a Lamborghini at 96 miles per hour, passing 35 miles per hour speed limit signs and a children playing sign, indicating that the street was in a residential area. And as they indicate too, the video here was titled How My Video Gear is Changing, and it is a sponsored video by the company DJI, which you guys are aware of in terms of their drone products and all that. And it says here in terms of DJI's statement, for example, because you have to wonder, did they had a play in this where they thought, oh, this is a great idea, and they paid this guy to do it? It says DJI is aware of the situation and acknowledges everyone's concerns. We apologize and have been in discussions with Marques Brownlee and his team to address the behavior displayed in his recent video. In collaborating with content creators, we always emphasize the importance of following local laws, regulations, and ordinances. As a company, DJI does not condone driving at dangerously high speeds, especially in a school zone, and any actions that could lead to harm. Aside from the speeding issue, for example, he did a full sponsored post of sort, which is kind of, I guess, odd if this is what you dedicate yourself to doing, giving unbiased reviews, for example. I know, again, DJI has a lot of issues in the US with their drone products that may potentially be banned, for example. Are they just being really aggressive? Did they offer him so much money? Which makes me wonder, actually, usually if these are sponsored posts, companies actually request like these content creators to give them the videos for pre-approval, because obviously it's understandable. A company doesn't want to pay someone, let's just say, all this money and so forth for them to make a video that essentially bashes their product. And for that, that's why they would want to pre-approve it. Because you can read, for example, when it comes to this action camera anyways, the Osmo Action 5 review, even with a quick search, there are some reviewers who refuse to review it, like this one here from a DC Rainmaker. When people ask whether or not he would have been reviewing the camera, he wrote here initially, I don't have a unit, I'm not agreeing to sending my review to them ahead of time to approve. nor agreeing to not share opinions about footage, nor agreeing to an exclusivity contract for only DJI cameras and drones. Thus, I'll go out and buy my own like usual to review. I mean, that is a thing when it comes to product reviews. I don't know if people are aware of that many times where people are tied down contractually in terms of you're not allowed to use any competitor products, or kind of like what this guy implies here, if it's true with what he was offered anyways. They usually do request that they get pre-approved in terms of what they make in their video, which makes you wonder, could you really call that a review, or is it paid advertisement, I guess you could say. From the stories I read early on, for people who actually dedicated themselves to reviewing hardware in these ways, what they used to do actually was they abused retail store return policies. For example, for a brand new camera that came out, what they would do is they would go to a store like Best Buy, for example. They'd buy the camera knowing that you could return the camera, let's just say within 14 days or something like that. They quickly use the camera, do the review, and then once they're done, they actually return it to the store. Like, wow, what a complete abuse of the system, which I could imagine, and it's understandable, they changed their return policies when it comes to stuff like that. Like, well, once you open the box, it's yours. But nowadays, I suppose a lot of people, as evident, are getting it for free. They're being sponsored, and it makes you wonder, do you necessarily trust like those reviews, for example? I know when companies pay for some kind of sponsorship, they want advertisements and all that, correct? I don't think this is the kind of attention DJI wants, especially again with what's happening with their drones in the US and so forth, with all the geopolitical stuff. It makes me wonder too, actually, was his agreement similar to what this other guy claims anyways, where you're not allowed to use other people's products and so forth too? I'm actually kind of curious what the exact arrangements were in terms of what he could or couldn't do, and at the same time again, whether or not this was actually pre-screened by DJI ahead of time, because that makes it actually worse. All right, see you guys later.